All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. It was an absolutely insane day in the market. That was me. Because the second time in history, or in the last 5 months, that the President of the United States of America told you to go and buy stock. Almost verbatim. The quote, this country will hit a point that you better go out and buy stock. That is what he said. So there was a lot that we dealt with. Throw in a couple of China rumors. Then throw in a deal that wasn't a deal but was a deal. Let's tax the rich on top of it. Let's talk a little smack about Jerome Powell. Put all of that together. And then you have today. So we got a very nice weekend coming. And there's a lot to look forward to, but I really hope that you guys do not forget the lessons of last week and even this week. Really, your memory doesn't have to be that sharp because it kind of seems like deja vu from what we had last week. So we got a lot to talk about. I have the plays, the keys. It's going to be very simple. I could tell you the story now or tomorrow, and then you guys might need to help me out. We're going to have to... Do you hear that? You're going to have to help me. How do I sound? You're going to have to help me with the sound check. Okay? Does it sound different? Am I yelling at you? Do I get louder? Or is it if I horn? Is that too loud? How does it sound? Fantastic. Well, you're fantastic. The long term's fantastic. Oh, we have a lot, man. We're going to talk about the long term. I'm going to pump the long term. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pump the long term. And I'm going to give you a gigantic reality tinfoil. I don't even know how to describe it. Usual business. Oh, well, let's do it. Well, okay. Well, if it sounds good, as long as my voice isn't annoying you. This is my first time. We're trying out a new mic today. So this is awesome. But either way, Chad, how are you doing, baby? What's going on? Good evening. So get ready. We have a lot in store. Plays, everything. It's all that. What up, Devlin? Oh, you on the Twitch too, baby. Daniel, Miller, Azel, Mr. Tim Whitman. Good evening, baby. What up, JG? What up, Flav? How you doing, Mr. Westerang? Oh, Za. C-Rod. Mr. Liquidity. Hello, Joshua. What a beautiful name. What up, Daniel? What up, Tyree? Good evening, baby. What up, GG? Brandon, Zoraz, Mr. Edwards, Randall, Ramzin, Jacobin, Mocha Man, Interior, Mr. Foster. How you doing, baby? Good evening. Good evening, Skittle. Good evening, Kurt McGirt. Is your last name McGirt? Because I sent your package and I put McGirt, and it's a cool name. Kurt McGirt, bro. Kurt McGirt, bro. What up, Jason? What up, Aliska? So, Chad, I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good too, Christian. What up, Alyssa? So let's have, oh yeah, Twitch. How are you, Twitch? Oh yeah, Watchlist in the Bebsy. You buy Bebsy is a good, man. Not for your health, but the Bebsy is good for, but yeah, we'll talk about the long term. We have a lot to talk about, but good evening, you guys. I hope you're ready. And for the recap, people, I won't hold them too long, man. So we will get right into it because I'm going to go back to the chart and we're going to look over a couple of things, but dude, the vibe today was really risk on. Even in the morning, you had a lot of advancers. People were anticipating a major trade deal. There's a major one with a highly respected, the oldest country at that. They used to own us, England, United Kingdom. Is it even do they have a king? But I was hyped up this morning, and that was the first part of today. But then we started hearing about China, and then we're going to talk about what that really means for the rest of the week. But really, man, I hope you guys see it. The market is it's looking ahead, and it's looking ahead very quickly. We went from looking over the edge to now, okay, now we're kind of getting back. And the moment you are literally at the announcement of one deal, thinking you're going to get a headline, the market's like, okay, that's cool, and then you start looking ahead for the next one. So that kind of sums up today, but if you do go to the chart, there was a couple of different inflection points. I mean, we started off the morning again. I think it was a little baby gap up. You were chilling, and this was around the UK announcement. Trump said major announcement 10, And we heard there was still going to be a 10% baseline. There were some negative rumors leading into it. And then they came out, they announced this deal, but it was very ambiguous. I was even thinking it was a dud. It didn't really sound like they put this diagram out, and the numbers look decent, and it sounds like progress, but sounds like this is just a framework of a deal and not like an actual deal. It seemed very symbolic in nature, kind of like everything so far, but that's where we had, what you thought today was going to be about, and then all of a sudden they start talking about China, and that's where Trump started saying you're going to want to buy stocks and things like that. But when it's all said and done, man, this was it was a pretty wicked move, because second time you finally had the president saying buy stock, finally buying stocks, but then we start talking China, lowering them. He starts talking favorable, and you even heard the 10% baseline. That was like the negative part of the day. Market just brushed it off and was looking ahead for that, and then we chilled. And then around here, you had the UK confirming that there wasn't really a deal. Then you had another update on taxes, and Trump saying he wants to pretty much make a new tax bracket to tax the higher end for people making over $2.5 million. Tax the, is that what you say? Tax the rich? First they buy my NFTs, and then I'm going to tax them. That's what we'll do. That's what everybody... Do you have Trump? No taxes on crypto. So, thought that was very interesting, but it's actually kind of good. It'll fund some of the other stuff, maybe, like the overtime and the taxes on... no taxes on tips as well, but you had that, and then there was one more. Oh, yeah, J.D. Vance started talking smack about Jerome Powell as well. So, that all kind of gave you the end of the day move. I mean, maybe you would have even had that move without any of those headlines because of the final hours lately. But point is, it was still a good day. And now moving forward, it's all about China, bro. Nothing. Again, the EU is like, we're going to tariff you. Mr. Donald, if you do not have that, we will have reciprocal package. That's what we'll do. We're going to tariff you back. No one cares. Okay? No one cares. Mr. Ferdinand. Okay, I don't know who that is. But yeah, that's the point. So, but I hope you guys see China is the issue. That's all we care about. Even though the EU doesn't matter as much yet. Maybe it will at one point, but for now, it really does boil down, because that is the craziest one so far. Remember, Trump seemed like it was about Canada and Mexico and everybody else at first, but before you knew it, man, he literally, it's a big number, a virtual trade embargo, all of that. So people are looking forward to this weekend. Besant, Switzerland, China, the meeting. What do you think is going to happen, bro? Come on. Like, the market is like both expecting but not expecting a lot. Everybody knows it's just like an introduction, and then people are swirling around rumors, and it's going to come down to 60. Okay, is it going to happen tomorrow? Is it going to happen on Monday? Is that going to take a week? Is that going to take a month? But dude, even though the event is China, it's not really there's a lot. There's a lot to both expect and even a lot of follow-up and a lot of different ways and off-ramps, or is this just the on-ramp? And there's so much more to it, but that is going to be the focus this weekend, as well as the Saudi stuff. And again, everybody is out there in Rome, but I want you to think about how last week played out, because I don't know, it just happened and I feel like everybody forgot. Last Thursday, Friday, we had the same exact thing. You guys don't remember? And they were like, oh yeah, China is willing to talk about fentanyl. Yeah. You don't remember that rumor? On last Thursday? Do you guys smoke that much pot? What's wrong? What happened, Wall Street? Why did you guys realize? That was last Thursday. Same exact, they were like, yeah, China will talk to us about fentanyl. That's how we're going to, remember, we were like, wow, that's pretty big, right? And then it actually wasn't fake. And then you went into Friday, same thing. You're like, oh, whoa, shit. And then we heard about it in different forms. And then you go into the weekend. and then nothing. And then like Monday, Tuesday, they're like, nah, it's not going to happen. It's nothing. And then they're like, yeah, it's happening. It's a big one. It's happening. And then they're like, yeah. And then now, once again, we're doing the same exact thing even on Thursday. So it's the same setup. Because literally, we were already in China plays. I was looking, I was like, man, it's like these pops would happen. I'm like, well, we already have plays. And these are plays from last week. And then remember, they all held up. So I don't know what it's going to lead to. Maybe it breaks out. Maybe it doesn't. But point is, it's like a very similar setup. And it's really all like just leading end of the week, leading into the next week, revolving around a pretty big theme or topic. And in this case, it's China. I mean, we could even talk about it when we get to the plays. But, I mean, you could simplify your life and really just focus on this. If you really wanted to, but that's what we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. I think you're either going to get more updates, but remember, the meeting's going to be over the weekend, and whatever we hear or don't hear, that's what's going to give us some more details on it. So that, the Saudi Arabia stuff, and don't forget what happened last week. So that is key number 2. And then finally, are you guys ready for this? I'm going to have pretty pictures to follow everything up with, but, oh man, Chad, the long term will prevail, my brother. Do you understand? You guys have to understand this. No, screw China, screw everything. Bro, for real. Dude, you guys, this is such a great opportunity. Not right now. It starts right now, but dude, the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, my friends. Dude, you guys have a wicked opportunity right now. I don't know if you guys feel me, bro. I think I could try to explain it. This is hella tinfoily, but not really, man. And I feel this in a strong way. You even have Buffett stepping down, bro. But I really do believe there is, like, the next half of the decade and moving forward, man, long-term strategies will prevail. And I think a lot of people are going to end up trying a lot of different things. I don't know if you hear me on this. And I think a lot of even the next generation is going to try some new fucking weird shit. Excuse my language. Okay? I don't drink cherry Coke. Maybe I'll eat Papa John's and tell you, hi, my name's Josh. I eat Papa John's every morning, but for breakfast, yes. I'm your friendly neighborhood I eat Papa John for breakfast. On my way, and then I drink stuffed crust. So, but I don't know, maybe. But the point is, bro, you guys have to realize that the long term will prevail. And you have to understand that. And you guys are living through history, and you're already witnessing all this. And you're seeing the opportunities in different companies, man. And some stuff's cheap and some stuff's not yet. But just keep this in mind. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of you're going to have AI and a lot of new things. And even the analysts are kind of young nowadays. And a lot of things are passing from one hand to the next. But those of you who can actually stick to the plan, I think you're going to end up walking away with a lot. And especially during these crazy moments. So the long term will prevail, and for the traders, the panic is your opportunity to make good money trading. When the volatility dies down, that is where they rake in the chips. So good luck. But that being said now, let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, Boeing and K-Web, don't overthink it, man. All right? Chad, and even any traders out there. And if you're like, man, I don't know, and you're having trouble with the trade headline, just Boeing and K-Web. That's it. That's all you have to do. And that's it. Don't look at anything else. Okay? Call it a day. That's it. Do that for a week. Tell me what happens. All right? Don't overthink it. Like I'm saying, right now you have the China stuff, the Saudi stuff. Boeing hit even off the Saudi stuff and those other announcements. It's very simple. These plays pretty much encompass it. Baba even as well. Baba, Boeing, K-Web, China, the trade deals. This is just one of the easiest proxies you could just be doing. So don't overthink it. If you really get confused and there's a lot going on, the spy's not there. These have been providing to a certain degree. Yes, and shout out Bradley Frizzle in the peach, baby. But that is play number 1. And then play number 2. This one was related to the news, but the options were a trip. TSN. So there was part of the UK trade deal. They mentioned like beef and agriculture and pretty historic deals on that front. But at the end of the day, the TSN just started ripping, bro. And it was moving like news. And these options would not budge. So I put $20 down on them. I grabbed some of these $5 options, and they wouldn't move at all. So thought it was fascinating, but it was related to the news there. So watch out for that. That was play number 2. And I'm going to see tomorrow, or again, even if there is more China agriculture stuff, we'll see how those play out. But I really just think that option not moving, I don't know if it's earnings or what, but we'll see. But that is number 2. And then finally, are you guys ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. Oh, dude. No, I can't say it. There's no way. All right. Anyways. Chatadonia. Oh, man. Are you ready for play number 3? I asked you to forgive. Oh, I didn't even show you the pretty pictures. Oh, crap. It'll make sense. How does the water sound? Is it more? I feel like, is it more in your ear? Because these were this type of market or mic got them last time. All right. Well, sorry. You may like it, you may not. But here's the deal. Forgive me, but I am gonna pump a stock. I'm pumping my long-term stock, bro. Okay? I'm pumping. Okay? This is a pump. Okay? I took my $1,500 and I'm pumping away. Okay? But it's related to the theory. And I think you guys will learn a lot moving forward. And, today, like, for real, imagine, like, if I worked for you, or if you're, like, kind of tweaking and I'm not really real, and I'm just a voice in your head. But you have to make a decision today, okay? Pizza. So, yeah, it's a long-term pump, bro. Maybe we should have bought more? Should we have? Should we? I don't know. Will this question torment you? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Well, here's the deal, though. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm pumping pizza right now, okay? I did post the play, right? And I did, I didn't make any play for practically the entire year, right? And I did post the play. You saw me, right? And I told you when I bought it, and you know exactly how much I own, right? Factual? All right, word. Amen. So, besides that, it's just, dude, all pizza needs is marketing. And the competition to flop. That's it. No, it's a great company. I heard somebody talk about a short squeeze and all this, but it's just like, no, man. Think it's pizza, bro. It's pizza everybody has known for their entire life. Do you understand? So, like, theoretically, if all those listen, can I tell you something? Where are the effing apes at? Can I talk to a GameStop ape? I probably banned you, or you're too ashamed to talk to me. It's okay. I sold AMC at $40 or some shit. It's not your fault. You trusted a guy who buys a gold mine. The fuck? You trusted a leprechaun. Okay. But do you just imagine if every GameStop mother effer bought a pizza. Can they buy pizza? I think they all eat pizza, right? Do you think they all know about pizza, Papa John's? Do you think they would eat pizza? Which one let me hear. Buy a video game, sit in a shitty movie theater, or order a pizza. Which one is the... Just which one would you go in every generation of any? Which one are you picking? So, honestly, this reminds me of Crocs, bro. So, this sucks, because I should also, before I get into this pump, I'm talking under the premise that I have $1,500, and I am not going to buy more because we are up 25% in like 2 weeks, homeboy. That's wild. Okay, I even saw Devin. He was like, I'm not used to the law. It just went straight up. I'm used to, I have to wait usually. Yeah, bro. This one just went, boop. Pizza. Okay? So, I'm speaking under the premise that, maybe one day it comes down. And this is what I'm saying. This is the question that's going to haunt you. Because early on, when this happens, when they do actually run early, you're going to have this opportunity where you're like, well, it's look at Baba. Look at Meta. You're going to have to deal with this opportunity where you say, well, do I chase it and pay way more than I was willing to a damn effing week ago? Or do you wait and are you okay with missing out? Okay? Or it could be like Whirlpool. I know, we were literally up 40% on Whirlpool not too long ago. So you got to really decide, but decide now. And the answer is already there. Do you know that? So look you could decide, and there is an option already pre-planned for you. Do you understand that? And that means you don't buy it until it goes down, unfortunately. And that means you take all available consequences like a man or a woman or... I banned it, Josh! So you got to make your mind up, okay? But I would do that right now. And if you do that right now, you're going to have a lot less regret, but you're still probably going to get bothered depending on what it does. Or you'll look back at this and then you'll be glad that you didn't buy more, or you'll regret it. That's it. Those are the only two outcomes. Do you understand? Do I know the future? No, but I could tell you what happened. I could give you a couple of like pathways here. Are you understanding? You're up 25% in a week or two. You are either going to really regret this one or you are not at all. And you're going to be like, wow, thank God I waited, Whirlpool. Wow, thank you. Do you understand? So make that decision now. Okay, so back to the pump. All they need is to take back their pizza market share. So yeah, if this thing ever comes down and I end up buying a shit ton of it, I'm gonna start lying to your guys' children, okay? And I'm gonna tell them I eat Papa John's every morning. I don't give a shit. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna fucking take it to the gym, bro. I don't give a fuck. You know that? I'm gonna turn all these gyms into Planet Fitness. I'm gonna throw Papa John's at them. That's it. I'm gonna get them hooked. That's it. I'm gonna put Papa John's in places it shouldn't be. I'm gonna put it on airplanes like jets. I'm gonna put it in Lamborghinis and Rolls Royces. You know, why do you got Papa John? I'm gonna put caviar on it. That's it. I'm gonna market it to him. I'm gonna say, fuck that. Nah, Papa John's only tastes good with caviar. What kind of motherfucker doesn't know that? Ugh. Domino's? Ugh. That's it. That's all it is. That's it. I'm just telling you. So, I don't know. I only have 15. I'm very ambitious with my fucking 0.8% of my portfolio. But I don't know, man. I've been thinking about this one I did bring up Papa John's at the beginning of the year, if you remember. So this isn't that weird. How many of you remember that? I did bring this up in December or January, right before the little buyout offer, if you remember. So think about that. So that's why I'm like, I don't know, man. This one, we'll see what happens. But I do like our pair trade with the GLP-1s. But either way, there's that, and then we'll see what happens because Again, I need to double check it, but their sales were down year over year. But I want to say I think Domino's actually ended up dropping a little bit more. Domino's actually had a little bit more to lose. Let me see if I could get those numbers. But either way, I'll come back to that one. That's play number 3. And then, yeah, that's it. I could show you the long term, but where was it? I want to see the year over year. Domino's. But if you have any questions, now is your time. That's all I have for you, my friends. So that's it. Can I mess with the mic a little bit? Are you sure the mic sounds good? Let me see. How does this sound right now? It's only going to happen on YouTube. Let me see. Let me turn on the filter, the compressor. How does this... Wait. Does that sound different now? I am like a lot closer to the mic. Does that sound... I feel like that sounds like the normal one now. Sounds clean. Is that better? I sound closer. How about now? It pops on it. Auto-tuning. Hello. 101.5 The Coat. Get a long term. Save 10% and 10% will save you. Cleaner? Yours sounds the same. Are you guys just lying to me? What the fuck? Sorry. Let me see. All right, we'll try one more. Okay, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, do you hear me? Oh, well, I cut it out. I'm going. Yeah, no, do you hear me now? Do you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does the bird call sound? You hear me now? It sounds more personal and clear. Is this personal and clear for you? Like you're in the room with me, right? Would you like to drink my water bottle with me? Is this too much? Clear? Good. I might have a little... I could hear it a little. I might have a little too much fun with it, bro. I know. You trust me more now? It's weird. What do you mean you trust me more now? Why? That's it? That's all it took? Deep, what do you mean? What do you mean? What was it? Don't tell anybody that. It's like, the deep voice. That's what got me. That's what made you save 10%. Yeah, how does the clap sound? Yeah. How does that? Does it sound good? All right, well, hold on. Far? Crispy? Tickling your eardrum? Okay. Let's turn this up a little bit. What about now? How does that sound? I turned up the gain a little bit. I feel like it might clip a little bit. Now even more. That's better. Nice. That's good. You said it was good before. It just gets better, or is it what? I have no idea what the fucking metric is. You need to say some P words. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Poopity, 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 Papa John's Pizza, Papa John's Pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of Papa John's Pizza. Brought to you by Papa John's Pizza. That's perfect if you brought Papa John's Pizza to the party. Perfectly, perfecto, permanent, pernicious, pernicular, perforated, performance, probable. People prefer Papa John's. Please. Why? Yeah, is that good? Does that? I think I exhausted as many I can. Penguin. Wow. Pow. Oh, I forgot, pal. What if I yell now? Huh? I'm not yelling. Clear? Good? All right, well, if this works, then we're going to do this for tomorrow. This is going to be your audio for tomorrow. So I'm not going to change this tomorrow. You guys are going to be responsible for everybody tomorrow. Horn! How does the horn sound?
Hey, I like it, yeah. It sounds good. What sounds good? What's cooler than cool? Ice cold. Yeah, you see me on The View? What's her name? Joyce? I love her. She's my wife, sister, mom. Mom, happy Mother's Day. That's perfect. Perfecto. Can we say that? Can I say perfecto? I like that, perfecto. That's what when we do a deal, we'll call it perfecto. Otherwise, I'll tariff you. You can't use English without paying a fee now. I'm going to put a tariff on the English language. Otherwise, you could call it something else.
And, people, I will say, now, that is unacceptable. So, I urge you to get a law term. Josh did not lie. He meant it. If you don't get a law term, you are a bitch.
What the fuck? Oh, yeah, Elmo, too. Oh, we're just testing out the microphone. It's not, I promise. It's not that weird. It's just like, oh. Stop looking.
All right, I think we could do it. Yeah, recap is going to trip. Yeah, sorry, recap, guys. Well, yeah, we didn't even ask. That was, we got into that way too naturally, Chad. You know that? I apologize. No, because we did. Like, you know, I asked like a half-assed question, and then we just naturally just, but yeah, well, we have to get ready for tomorrow. Is that Kamala? Why would that be Kamala, bro? Come on. That's not even, that's disrespectful to Kamala, and that's disrespectful to Elmo. You see, I'm not going to stand for none of that for both sides. I'm not. You don't do none of that. That's it. Just not. Yeah, so recap. We love you. But other than that, is there any questions? Tomorrow, again, I think, for real, though, you could simplify life. Boeing, K-Web. Focus on that. Same setup. It's either going to come in the next week with Monday with big answers that don't disappoint and the stocks melt up, or it's going to disappoint and they're all going to fade. So easy breakout, or you're back in Chop City. Don't forget. Chop City. 10, long time in the 50. But yeah. And have you guys seen do you guys look at your long term every day? You guys remember No Look November? Man, so dramatic. We went from No Look November, bro. Look at that. We went from No Look November to what's the terrorist? You regret voting for him. So, funny. But you look every day. Low key. I stare at it. What do you mean? I like it. It's motivating. What do you mean? It's fucking great. You need to pick me up? And fucking live in the long term, bro. Come on. It's great. It's it. Keep growing. It's literally richest man in Babylon. He said it when the purse got a little jingle to it, bro. You like the jingle, bro. Literally, if you walked, you would like it if you walked around with a little bag of gold coins. You know that would be you. You know, if you didn't live in a modern society where you would get robbed, you would be that guy. You would be walking around with your little long term and your, you know what I'm saying? With your little carriage. Oh, the Lord, number 4. That's what you would have. So, good for you. And that is. So read Richest Man in Babylon if you haven't. But other than that, long term is great. It sucks though, man. I think your next dilemma is to buy what you want to buy or FOMOing in. So I still don't think we've hit the momentum point again from what we said on Monday at 58.45. So watch out for that. But at the end of the day, just what we talked about with pizza, you guys got to make up your decision on these plays. Like, why didn't you want them when they were low? If you don't find something that meets your goals, again, think about how much cash you have, all of those things. But you got to really act. And because remember, if you start buying things and we end up going down, and then you're going to open your long term every day and look at it, you got to really you're not going to like it if you're down 15-20%. That's what's crazy. I would love more Papa John's because it went up 25%. You already know what happens. That's why you want it. Do you not get it? That's it. That's the only reason why you want it, because it already went up. I do too, bro. I get it. I understand. But do you see what I'm saying? If you buy in now at 25% up and it just goes back to where it was, which stocks really do. They do that pretty often. You'd be surprised. Then now you're down 25%, whereas a bunch of people are just break even or not down as much. And then what would have been a normal 5-10% loss, a gradual loss, you would be down 30-40%. You understand? So I hope you guys are getting that. And that's why you have to really decide that. And the good part, if you're starting out, you're going to keep averaging in, one position isn't going to hurt you, or two. But, it's easy to get emotional. It's easy to get in a bad position. But then again, if everything goes crazy, you're going to miss out and you're going to regret it. And then that might even lead to your next FOMO, if that makes any sense. It's kind of, have you ever been to Vegas anywhere? Have you ever played a game called roulette and then you know where it lands and then you're like, oh, it was one off. And then you ever get so close? Yeah. I hope you feel. So that's what's going to happen. Because then if you're like, oh, okay, no, I'm cool with it. And then you get mad and then it turns into meta or something, and then you're going to be like, okay, screw that. And then you're going to go and buy some EV cigarette, menthol, lithium mining space. I don't even know. Charger company. I'm like, no, Josh, it's the future. So be careful. Okay? Make up your mind now with the long term. And I hope so too. Remember the cash thing. If you guys have cash, you have a lot of cash, you have to move. I mean, again, I was very reluctant. So we would have had what? How much is it? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right, it's dividends. We've got a lot in dividends, bro. So yeah, $5,000. Wow. So we would have had 11,800. So we would have been at 5% cash right now if I didn't buy NVO and pizza. So now we have 2.85. But we got a higher return on pizza. The yield on pizza is, I think, 50% higher than the bond, the highest yielding bond right now. Not bad. And then NVO yields out 2% or something, maybe even 3. I don't know. I think 2 something. And then, it's already, they both went up, but we did want to keep our cash, and that didn't. So I don't know, man. I was very reluctant. I'm happy now, obviously, because we saw what happened. But now we stand at 2.8% cash. But remember, if you have higher than 20% cash, I would be dishing that. I don't know if you guys notice. So you guys always hear the 20% cash, right? UPS and I like Pepsi a lot. Even UPS. UPS is starting to move, though. Off the bottom already. It's already a couple percentage points. But yeah, even Whirlpool. I like Whirlpool still. I've been thinking about that. But what do you notice? I always tell you guys 20% cash and don't go above that, right? Do you notice something about, I don't know if it's big enough. Let me see. Oh, sorry. My bad. Hold on. I want to see. Let me try to move it here. Hold on. I want you to see this, you guys. Okay? You guys see it, right? I'm like hella zoomed in. Sorry, here, I don't know how to Twitch. Twitch, man. You guys making me work overtime here, Twitch. Reduced to 90s. You're giving me weird ass instructions, man. Expecting I know these, how to follow these instructions. Okay, here, I got you, Twitch. Are you ready for this? Okay, so you guys see this? What do you notice about the damn long term? Mother effer. Don't call me that. Okay, I'm sorry, my beloved Habibi. What do you notice about no Bebzi, Habibi? But what do you notice besides the no Bebzi? I have a Coca-Cola. Where is a Coca? You can't see the thick hair. Habibi, let me. Here, Habibi. Oh no, you still can't. Too much. It's okay. But I have it. I have a Coca-Cola. No Pepsi. I'm rich. That's not a good observation. A dumb B word could have figured that out. Next. What is it? I need you to see it, you guys. There you go. I'm always telling you 20% is a lot of cash, right? This is the good and the bad part about this portfolio. Because we've had some awesome plays, but it hasn't made us millionaires. Why? Because we have no more than 11% in one single name. They may overlap some industries, but think about it. I'm telling you 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. Bro, my biggest position is 11%, and that's because they all grew. All the ones that even make up a big percentage of the portfolio, it's because they have grown a substantial amount as well. So think about that. This whole time, and even this account that you're seeing, and you're thinking about all of it, but if you really want to put it into perspective, bro, I'm telling you 20% is a lot. That means your two biggest positions would just be cash, and they wouldn't have the ability to grow and or pay you yield. That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? And like these will even pay you. So even these two are our biggest positions, right? And that would be 20%. Imagine if that was cash. But then it pays more than any bond would pay, these two names, at the price we got them at. It's kind of insane if you think about it. And you get the appreciation. So I want you to think about that with the 20. So it's like, yeah, we only have 2.8. This is the cash right now. I don't know if you see it right here. That's the cash position. We would have been at 5, but 5% would have almost put me into like a top 5. So we'll see. But now the downside to this is where, you know, the names don't hurt you if you fail. And if they win, you're not going to make as much. You'll make a lot of money, but it's not going to go crazy. But at the same time now, over the years, the idea is to build, let them grow. And again, we're holding them for 10 years. We're giving them room to grow. And if they do good, they're really going to grow. And if not, you don't have to add to them. And hopefully you did make a good 10-year decision. But that's kind of the idea here. So keep that in mind. But I have been getting ideas with the long term, bro. I have, yeah. And let it speak to you. That's what I'm saying. So in a weird way, that's why one of our next things, that's why I would like a diamond. I do think we need cash, but we need a build too. It wouldn't hurt to go overweight on something, because if we pick the right thing or if we're investing and keep it in the right place and go heavy on it, that's going to allow you to speed up things. But then again, if we fail at that, that could slow you down. But either way, this is still the plan, and I hope you see, you know, the portfolio you guys have been watching. I mean, dude, no more than, like, bro, what? We're talking no more than 10%? And 11% is the biggest position, bro. I don't know what these guys are looking at. Oh, we should get the small account. Swab up. Stocks are down on? It depends. If the stocks are down on are really good, keep buying them. If they're not, You got a couple names, but again, our plan, with no more than 10% being in one position, going slow, little by little, it's just like, I think you're going to be able to, if there's not anything now, you want to get ready for some really good stuff down the line. And so that's kind of how I'm looking at it. We have our position. I do like things in that discount. I had to buy, bro. I'm still shocked, bro. You guys don't think it was crazy? Again, my whole goal this year was to hold cash. And we held the cash, bro. We held it. All the way up until April what? April 17th and April 25th. Unreal, bro. That's why I was like, come on. But I had to buy, bro, a little bit. We didn't use all the cash. I still kept some. But think about it, bro. It was literally, the goal was hold the cash. But it took, finally after 20%, we had to, pry with it and go from it. So that's why I'm telling you this now so you keep this in mind, is that the plan is still the same. And, like, obviously, we just shot down and shot up, and you're seeing how people are going from FOMO or not. Our timeline is very, very different. It is long. It's long out there, but I do hope you kind of see, like, I waited it had to go down a lot before I acted. And I wasn't just buying anything or taking any price. So everything is higher than when we were buying. Do you understand that? So if you were buying in the gutter, everything's higher now. And that's why I'm saying don't get FOMO. You should get a plan. Save your money. Pick the name. Start with a good name. Get the highest quality you can. Average on the highest quality. But, if something's not here today, you might get a shot at it tomorrow. And are you going to be ready for that? Like, do you guys understand? Are you ready? Like, seriously. There are some opportunities that are not available today. But when they are available in like 6 months, a year, are you going to be ready? Actually, like, are you going to have the money, and are you going to be in the mental space to actually pull the trigger? Oh, you don't feel me, bro. Chattadonia. I hope they feel me. This is the small one. This is the YouTube one. We're like really zoomed in now. But see, let's get a house, bro. We'll just go back to this one. Easier. So, yeah. Yeah, get your names. Again, there's good ones right now, too, bro. Bebzy. I really like it, but then again, there's been names that I like UPS, and I haven't bought them yet. That's what I'm trying to say, like, bro. We really, I went over it. If you really want to check, you could go see the names and go look at how much they're up or down on the quarter. Like, I think UPS is still down 30%, I think. 15% in the last 3 months. Estee Lauder, what's the other one? I think Target's down. They're only down 9. Target, they're down 26%. So there's a lot of names. Dude, when we buy, and look, NVO, we're up on those last positions like 15%, and the stock is still down 20% on the last 3 months, down 37% in the last 6 months. Again, Nike bounced a little bit, but they're down 15% in 3 months. So you want names that have actually so why is that such a big volume? But yeah, but I did. That's why it's like once NVO and Pizza, they were both like guttered, bro. So that's why, and I liked it. And now one of them's up, or both of them, everything. So we'll see. But I would be patient if you are gonna start with high quality, and then like I'm saying, there's gonna be stuff today, and I don't know why. Like, listen, can you agree? I need you to agree. I'm sorry, okay? You need to agree with me right now, okay? I need you to agree to this simple statement because it is objectively true, okay? I don't know what name. I'm not being specific. I'm not calling a specific name. But there is going to be a stock I think in the next year, 12 months, that you think you will not be able to buy today, and I think 12 months from now, you will look at that and it will be affordable to you, or it will be at a much better deal. I don't know what stock, I don't know how many, but I know at least one. That I could tell you. That's what I'm saying. You need to be ready for generally that. But then at the same time, you cannot base your strategy only around that. This is coming from a guy who has, less than 3% cash and no more than 10% in one position. Our portfolio is constantly working and being invested, if you think about it. So it's not as if you sit around waiting, doing nothing. You got to just have that move. So whether you're already doing it and got momentum or haven't, I think this market is going to provide these opportunities down the line. But again, you're going to have to be ready for them because we just, some are still there right now. And that's why if your portfolio allows, you should take a couple. If not, you wait then. But this is not over. I said it today on stream. I think we have 43 months of Donald Trump left. You guys know that? You guys know that, right? 43 months. Mother effer. So, yeah. It's going to be a good time. And I look forward to it in the long term, baby. I want Nikes down a lot. I want everything in the long term, bro. But we kept good discipline. I think I said I would hold cash, and I did good. And I waited till the very last moment. But, man, big fan. Big fan, bro. UNH, yeah. I think Humana, UNH, all the health insurance, they're at a discount. UNH is the leader of the bunch. Bro, do you know how good they are? I'm laughing because it's a bad joke. It's really dark. Yeah, you can figure it out. But other than that, no Wendy's, no. Intel, maybe. I do like Intel. Intel growth. If NVO didn't drop 60 effing percent, I would have got Intel if I wanted to add to the growth side. But then again, I like Whirlpool, bro. I already did the effing math, man. I could throw all my cash into Whirlpool now, increase my dividend by $1,000 a year. My dividend will be almost up 50% again this year somehow. And then Whirlpool has a shit ton of upside with the divvy and positive trade on the back end. Or they cut the dividend and then we get pooped on. So that's your dilemma. High risk, it's a very big yield trap right now. So Whirlpool, if you're right on it, bro, that's money right now. But if they cut that dividend, you're going to be so pissed. So that's why I like it. I like Pfizer, but Pfizer is not, this is how we got to this talk today. Because Pfizer's not relatively, it's barely moved. It's down 6% on the quarter. It just really hasn't done much, man. So that's why I was like, come on. Oh, you got 5 houses? 2 long terms. Wow. The American dream, baby. Good effing work. I love to hear it, baby. Finger to the sky. I'm just saying, I like Intel. I'd probably take Intel over Pfizer right now. But Pfizer's good. Yeah, and we already have a decent amount of Pfizer, but it's not cheap enough. If you want me to buy Pfizer, kill it. That's it. Come on. Pfizer didn't have a problem doing it to... But yeah, so it needs to go a lot lower and I'll buy it. But if not, relatively, you could get better deals. So, but I still like it. It's a good name. But it's kind of been more stable than not. And Disney's great. That's been a fire one. That was a great pickup below 100, bro. $80 again. That was I don't know, the Abu Dhabi thing, bro. I didn't think people would get that bullish, but kind of makes sense, bro. Disney in the Middle East didn't exist, bro. I get, they don't have Disney in the Middle East, bro. Mickey Mouse, dude. Now my Mickey, they're bringing Mickey Mouse to the. That's it, bro. That's crazy. Prince Ali, no. So in the Middle East, they do it different. So they take the characters and they make them white people. So it's actually Prince Kyle. Yeah, it's different. So it's still the same plot, but his name is Prince Kyle. And then he's a white dude. And then he wears Vans. And then, yeah, it's crazy. But it's going to be fun. I didn't think about that. India, too. I don't think they will have any woke stuff at that theme park. No. Actually, I didn't even really think about that, but we'll see. I'm sure there might be a Papa John's, I feel like. That'd be a good place. You know, Middle East loves Papa John's. That's it. I think most Middle Easterners, I think they think Papa John's is like Uncle Sam. Yes, Papa John and Uncle Sam, they relate, Habibi. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows Papa John and Uncle Sam. Both of these. Papa John, the good guy. Good guy. Did they announce Abu Dhabi? Didn't they make the Disney community in Palm Springs? Does that exist yet? Remember they were going to do that? Weren't they making like a city in Palm Springs? Like a Disney place? Good evening. We're about to wrap up here. I'd say we've had a mic check. We had a little bit of a Josh multiple personalities. We had some questions. Good 10. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the pretty pictures. Forgive me. This is why I was telling you guys that this is time, bro. I'm telling in the next 10, 20 years, I genuinely think a lot of people are going to hand over their stocks, good stocks. And I think in the next 20 years, there's going to be large fund managers that make very poor decisions. Why? Because I think there's a new generation that is being handed down, and I believe the new generation in AI and computers will abandon the wisdom of old. That's word to Warren Buffett. Oh, I don't know if y'all feel me. Do you realize this chart, bro, is showing you? There was like a survey of sentiment. It has never been this bad ever on record. This is Zero Hedge and Goldman Sachs. They said, this quote. I saw it on Twitter, bro. A lot of people responded too. They said, right now, if you are bearish, you are consensus. Do you realize that? Oh, that's crazy. But I think this is going to be part of, like I'm telling you, man, the long term prevails, but it's kind of crazy that the longer you see it, bro, more and more people are not aware. There's so many, the generation is so widened between those who know the long term and stick to the plan and those who don't. It's actually getting crazy. But that's why I'm saying to you, bro, I think there's going to be at one point, you will live through a moment where consensus will be willing to just, they're not going to want certain assets. And I think there's going to be a new era down the line. I don't know when it'll happen. It'll happen gradually. I think our plan is amazing for it. You know that, right? I'm not worried. I'm actually excited. I think this is I think everybody, whoever is going to stick to it, you are actually going to save and hold 10 years minimum, even longer, bro, and build and stick to it. Quality companies, own part of this great country. Again, you've seen already historic moments, bro, buying the lows and using these opportunities, man. I think we have a really crazy shot, you guys, because I think you are watching it at all these moments, man. People are willing to just hand over some of the most valuable things. And remember, if people don't value it, man, and then if people do value it, that's the wild part. So make no mistake, man. And I really hope you are committed to your plan. And if you're young, and I'm telling you, bro, there's the generation is shifting, even the analyst and that. And I think at one point, bro, like, are you ready for this, bro? Y'all ain't feel me. I'm being dramatic, of course, but dude, I want you to think like Book of Eli for the long term. I just want you to understand this visual, dude. Do you get it? It's going to be like the Book of Eli for the long term, bro. Okay? Do you understand? It's going to be wild. I really think, yes, bro, with the way AI is and the info, the way people, like I'm saying, bro, people hear stuff and they're like, if you know more about gambling and puts than you do history, you're gonna, again, they're like, why hasn't India turned into a nuclear war? But I really think a lot of like the culture's already shifted a lot, and I do think the wisdom of the long term and the OG ways of just holding and quality and buying at the lows, nothing crazy, bro. You know, we don't do anything that crazy. I mean, we look back and we see it, it's awesome, and we've survived some great moments, but like, dude, again, there's a portion right now of retail that's leading the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, hedge funds got so underpositioned on this, and that's why I'm saying we have already taken a giant leap, even as just random retail, bro, and you could already see it carved out. So I hope you guys are ready, but it's only for the faithful. I might not even be faithful. If I don't stick to the plan and fail, I don't get it, and it goes for all of you. I hope you for real. I think in the next 20, 30 years, it's going to be for the opportunity of a transfer of wealth, but it's really going to be dependent on, I think, a lot of people trying a lot of new shit and just forgetting the wheel is the wheel, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up, man, and just something as simple as 10%. So there was that. And then I was going to show you this one. We're going to talk about this tomorrow, but you need to remember this chart. I've already showed you this chart in the past, and you're going to see it a lot more, but this is the chart that everyone's tripped on, bro. Hard data versus soft data. This is what Powell was talking about, and this is what I was telling you at times. Soft data has gone down. Hard data did not, and then we shot up, and then it balanced out. But this is what I think is going to happen. I think soft data is going to shoot back up. Hard data is going to get a lot better. And then soft data is going to overshoot the hard data while the hard data is coming down. People are going to feel good, and then it's going to level out. But that is the main point. That's been the main chart everybody's really been talking about. But, yeah. But other than that, your final chart. And this is what so I'm saying. This chart kind of explains it, bro. And I think we're going to have a different... Dude, it's just crazy. And you're in a weird time. That's why it's crazy, bro, to see how at one point in this opportunity, it was consensus to be bearish. So, bro, 2 weeks ago, even right now, if you're like, yo, buy stocks, hold the long term, bro. Isn't that crazy? Bro, I never thought a long term would ever be a contrarian. Yo, literally. I don't like, are you serious, Pouch? I pray, I'm not even mad. Is that like, are you being sarcastic? Or, because like, that's what I'm saying. Because this is the type of environment where people, 9 out of 10 people would say that. Why are you so bullish on the brink of collapse? But I'm not like, I'm just me, bro. I'm using like, it's the same thing I've done for the last like half a decade on YouTube. Do you understand? But do you guys see how wild that is? Right now, you are a contrarian if you think the market is bullish. If you want to buy, you are a contrarian. How did that can happen? You don't think that's crazy? Oh, man. So, yeah. And here is your final chart, baby. Are you ready? Google trend searches of "Are we in a recession?" The second highest point in history. The other time it was a recession, but you weren't allowed to admit it because Joe Biden was the president. No? But yeah. So people didn't even ask this when they shut down the economy and stripped you of civil liberties. They were like, nah, I don't know, man. Fuck it. Even in '08, the Google, I guess, was new. But other than that, that one wasn't a recession, but people were worried. And now, here you are now, right? At the 50-50. So, ta-da. Thank you. I forgot to show you those. So, those are at the end. But other than that, Chattadonia, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I hope everything is good for tomorrow. I hope the mic is crispy for tomorrow as well. I hope your mind is crispy. Is that or fresh? Fresh is better. Don't have a crispy mind. That sounds fried. So be safe. But at the end of the day, the long term, and I hope I see you at the finish line. And it's going to take a long time. But oh my goodness, get excited, bro. For real. And my brothers, you carry the wisdom. Do you understand? I don't think you realize. You guys might be the only ones to hold on to it. This will die. You know that. It won't be as I'm telling you. Bro, the idea of buying and holding will become a dinosaur. You know that. It's going to still work. You know why? It always works. I promise you. So, but, dude, I'm telling you, it's going to become a dinosaur. They're like, what? You know, oh, man. That's hard to believe. Bro, tell that to mother effers wearing bell bottoms in the 70s. But this is water. They don't feel me, though. You know, they don't get it. That's what it's water, though. That's why. It's not a trend. It's a water. You'll die if you don't. It's water. All right, baby. On that note, Chattadonia, I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. Sleep well, okay? I didn't give you a philo tonight, but you'll get a philo tomorrow. Life is a philo, man. You know that? But for real, you already know what to do. So don't ask for step 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get step 1, bro. You know that? You could pray without even praying. What do you mean? Go get on your knees. Just shut up. You know that? Say, I don't know, God. You don't feel them. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know if they get me, dog. For real. Oh. You don't even have to anything. But, dog, you got step 1. Always step 1. Just step 1. No, for real. You don't need 2, 3, 4. What about this? What about that? Step 1. You know that? What's start? Step 1. Save the fucking money. What? No, what's it? 10% is step 1. No. Step 1. Step 1. Finger to the sky, baby. You guys have a wonderful evening. I love you all. And peace out. Harder.